What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. And finally, we are back for another round of AOR F2 Oceania on Xbox One. Apologies for the lateness of this video. I probably will explain it a little bit later on. But there's the driver standings if you have not caught up with the previous two videos so far from Australia and China. We're still comfortably leading the championship. Ferrari is still comfortable in the Constructors' Championship as well with a 30-point lead as well. We're doing all right anyway, so yeah. So apologies for the lateness in this video. It was just taking a few guys some time to get their footage out. As you can see there's the first casualty of Azerbaijan with Kaiwas. Thankfully it was only a spin, nothing major, but as his teammate just getting out of the road there. I mean, it is only the warm-up lap, but yeah, if you haven't seen the previous two videos, then I do urge you to go check them out first off. But yeah, coming into round three, I mean, Azerbaijan is a weird circuit and bloody tough, let's put it that way. And something I wasn't thrilled about. I mean, I was just happy maybe just to get even points. As many points as we can just to keep that championship lead over, who was it, my teammate? I hope it was my teammate anyway, but you can tell how long it's been between videos anyway. But yeah, just running through the quality runs so far. You can see probably missed that apex out of turn 3 a little bit. That cost me, I think, a little bit of time. Nothing really major to say much, but into the castle section, probably taking it cautiously because you can easily bin it around there anyway. So, but continuing on, yeah, run a bit wide coming out of the sort of you could say one of the penultimate corners, but you still got this fast left, right hander of the corner, and Laggy now goes straight to the top. But we set a 1:41.6, which I felt it wasn't too great. I felt I could have at least gone a little bit quicker, but I went for a second run there, and now I think that Matt just went straight to the top anyway. But yeah, I went for a second run just to see whether I'd improve my time at all. But as you can see through sector 1, wasn't really gaining much time at all. So I basically bailed out of it and decided to just come back straight into the lane. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be an interesting one. I have no idea where the hell Penske was going there. Nearly took out the 80 kilometre pit lane sign there. So that would have not looked great if you took that out and didn't know. Some of us didn't actually know what the speed limit was, but yeah, literally, this is a track I'm not looking forward to. As Owens just hits the wall there on his quality lap. So not a great start for him, but yeah, you can see they're just doing the usual thing, just taking all the fuel out and putting another set of super soft tyres on. You can see there's the sector time. So Matt's got sector 1, and Exodona is up there as well, and 2 and 3. Now those guys, if you remember back from the SRL video, well, especially Matt, who is my teammate in SRL, he was damn quick around here and probably had a little bit of luck go his way as well. So he's got speed to burn here. And as you can see, coming out of the for the second lap, I let Penske go by. I just wanted a little bit more room, and as you can just see, I'm just letting Kaiwas as well go through. I didn't want to have too much traffic, as you can tell. I usually want to keep a lot of space behind, or in front of me and behind me, so I don't collide with anyone. So, I mean, yes, I could literally get a little bit of slipstream, but you know, that's the way it goes, unfortunately. But here we go on the second run here. I used third there on the first corner, and I think Kaiwas has made a blue, or he's already done his lap and can't improve anymore. But yeah, coming now through turn 6. Looked a pretty good run there, and as we come through the first sector, actually go purple, but missed that apex a little bit coming into 7. So I've got to nail this section here. Literally use every single bit of road there. Try and keep it nice and tight out of here. As Captain Farah's now retired from the session already, so I think we're just going to stick on board for the rest of this lap anyway. So now coming into turn 15, the dreaded turn 15. That was one of the McLarens. again, just getting a little bit too much oversteer. That was the trouble I had again with SRL, and again, went green in the second sector. Not brilliant, but it's still there. I was trying to get a nice run, flowing run through here, kept it nice and clean. Now just got to hopefully get a bit of DRS, using every single bit of rich, maximum fuel here. Use the shorter line here just to try and minimize the runs to the line, and as we go, we can set a 1:41.1, which is the best I could do, unfortunately, which I think put us at P3. That's how my teammate finished up his qualifying in the wall of the castle section. Thank you, RAK. But in the end, ThatLaggyPerson grabs his first pole for Season 2, so congrats to him. Zombie, very surprising with his run being on the soft tyres, but all the other guys. We finished up in P5, qualified my teammate Owens, but hopefully we can avoid all the carnage and start to go racing at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Right, welcome to the grid. As you can see, conditions were a little bit overcast. Nothing really exciting there to say. It's probably just a one-stop. Tyre wear's not a big issue here, but I think we're all set here for round 3 of AOR Oceania. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Baku, and it's an absolute shocking start from me, and I've been absolutely swamped off the line. I just didn't have enough throttle input there, but you can see I'm just getting got swamped there, right, left and centre. Copped a tiny little bit of damage from my RAK, but you just see I'm just trying to come back through. I've dropped from about 5th to 10th, so not the best of starts. My teammate, I think, got a little tangled up in turn 1, and there was a lot of chaos through there, but managed to clear Kaios. RAK is looking at the inside of the Sly. But trying to get a good run here, and up the inside we go, up into 4. A little bit sideways there. Trying to hold it around the outside. I think RAK just tries to slot back in and run just a little bit wide coming out of the turn 5, 6 area. And we're back up into P8, but that was just the worst start I think I've ever had in the league race. But just taking it nice and cautiously through the castle section. Didn't want any trouble early on, so as we cut further on into the turn 15, there's more chaos through here. It's a lot more debris going, but that's a Sly. DT's looking a little bit slow there. Had to go right around the outside of DT, so not the greatest of runs for him. Now just trying to keep in the Sly's toe here, and I think that he hits the wall, I hit the wall. So we're just going to have to do this on basically straight line speed. Laggy's comfortably ahead. My teammate now straight into the lane, so he's obviously copped a little bit of damage, but have a little think about it on the slide, but decide against it. It is only lap 1. We've still got another 25 or 24 laps to go, so not the greatest of starts, but you can see coming into turn 3. Sly runs very wide there and may have got a little bit of front wing damage, but I try to go around the outside, and well, I must say I wasn't too thrilled when this happened, so I had to literally brake and let him go, but I've dropped way back down the field again, so I mean, like I said, I was furious, but you can see there, I'll probably give me a little touchback for what happened earlier, but I think in the end, when I look back at this, it was all like front wing damage affected him and was turning in anyway, so yeah, I apologise to the Sly, but just taking it nice and cautiously through, again, the castle section. That's Captain Farah running very wide there. Sly's going to have a real crack here, and I think it's 13, but he hits the wall again, and somehow I managed to avoid all that chaos. So that's just damaged his front wing even more, but now we're starting to pour all the way back onto Captain Farah. The leaders are just basically onto the front straight now, but Captain Farah has a shocking run out of turn 16. Now through 17, I tried to take an easy line through here and tried to switch back, but unfortunately he just comes across there, and I was basically in the wrong place, the wrong time, and yeah, now my front wing's gone. So thankfully it happened right near the pit lane, as you can tell there. Trying to go quickly as we can. Literally ghosting through Kaiwas' car right up the rear end, so that looks very nice, I must admit. But this has literally changed up the strategy big time, because I literally had no idea. If you saw my SRL video, I literally had no idea when to pit. So I basically decided to do what I did back then, and then just put on the medium tyres and hopefully go for a long stint here. But fortunately, Kaiwas stays ahead of us. There's a few cars already in, so plenty of us have got front wing damage already, but continuing up, pushing, nearly hit the wall into turn 4. It would have been a bit awkward if I damaged my front wing again, but and nearly hitting the wall at the castle section. Just tell how much I've tried to pushing and on this tyre set, and probably a little bit of frustration was come out there. But let's have a look at the replays on board with Frizy. From the start, I think he's just avoiding all the chaos that's ensuring here. But someone went very wide that looked like Sedona. It's just a lot of chaos. There may be a lot of lag on Frizy's end on his screen, but there was a little tangle between him and Captain Farah. So not the greatest of starts. He's up back into 13th now, but yeah, running through here. Well, it looks like Owens has actually spun, but that again is lag. So now coming into the turn 7 section, we'll be able to see he goes very, very deep, and unfortunately he's now lost part of his front wing. So I think he'll be taking it very cautiously here through the castle section, and he does so avoiding any other damage anyway. But here's the replay from Captain Farah's point of view. Now he looks like he get a good start from including from the rest anyway, but one of the McLarens was off the road. It looked like Matt by the look of his view, but now into turn 2. Looks like WF on Ricardo's getting a bit sideways, and that was the little tap that Captain got from Frizy. But the other one was when, well, I mean, it's hard to say whether it was like a brake check or anything, or whether Frizy slammed into Captain Farah and the pursuing, he just literally straight into his car. But this is what happened to Owens. He got a little tangled up with possibly the Sly, I'm not sure, and Exodona lost out big time as well. So, and DT made the move up into P4. So I mean, Owens grabbed one spot from his starting position, but he's ROK. You just tell he's trying to avoid all the chaos from my shocking start, and there's all the cars going off at turn 1. He's going to look at Kaiwas here. There's a little up on the inside, and nearly touches wheels there with the Sly, but now you can see there right behind me, I'm just trying to get by Kaiwas, but the Sly's looking very racy here, and R8's going to have a little late braking up into turn 3. Thought about it, but yeah, I think you pretty much know the rest now. On board with DT we go. He's right behind Owens here, so okay, that might explain what happened with those guys. So well, again, Exodona is a pretty laggy car here. It has terrible internet connection, so it's all very weird. It's the replay from the front of the grid is Zombie Hunter. Nice start from Laggy. He got a ripper jump there, and yeah, these guys managed to avoid all the chaos there. It's actually Exodona is right behind these guys, so and he thinks about it up into turn 2, but decides against it here. Now we can see that if he gets a good run coming into turn 3. Still hanging on there. Laggy's starting to pull away early. Very deep there into turn 3, and actually too deep actually. Don't believe there was any contact between those guys, but now back again with Owens. It looked like Exodona getting spun around, but you'll be able to see in just a few moments as the DT runs very wide through there. He actually, I think, pops back up with those guys. I could be wrong, and it looks like it on DT's screen anyway, but looks like Exodona got the move done on Zombie. Not sure whether lag was involved. It looked like his car hit the wall at the castle section. The DT hasn't had the greatest of runs through that area. So now Owens is going to take full effect of this. And that was a weird looking incident on his screen, but again, lag is playing a big factor. You can tell how great the online game is, but Owens went way, way too deep. Well, it looked like on his screen way, way too deep, but not sure whether he actually got a bump here from DT. Well, I mean, it looked like it on DT's screen, but yeah, Owens has got front wing damage. DT's got front wing damage. How Penske's avoiding all this, I've no idea, but now R8K's are going to be another one that joins the front wing gang. So plenty of these guys are losing front wings right, left, and centre. Now SpagBol trying to get the move done on Kaiwas. That's WF on Ricardo there on the right. Looking pretty pacey here as that was, I think, DT pulling in early. You see SpagBol going up the inside. He's on a different strategy. Actually runs a bit too wide and unfortunately puts Kaiwas into the wall. And he's another one that can join the no front wing gang. But look at this. These guys are just coming in right, left, and centre. So Owens gets a new front wing. Onto the medium tyres he goes. So probably a long stint for him. DT's in as well. Fortunately, they didn't change the front wing, or he forgot to change it to the yes option. So he's going to have to suffer for a little bit longer. But here's Zombie with that front wing damage. Thankfully, he did change his to yes, so he will get a new front wing. And putting on the soft tyres, which is a little bit interesting. I know Zombie's a quick guy, but whether he could take a set of mediums to the end, who knows. But he really wants to have a lot of pace at the end. And here's the other one, Frizy, with what happened with him and the captain, Captain Farah at turn 7. So all those guys. Now, this is what it looked like from R8K's view of us, myself and Sly getting together. Again, front wing looked a bit...
They've had a bit of a tangle.
And Captain Farah nearly went up the rear end of Kaiwas. No, that wouldn't have looked good for teammates-wise, but yeah, his front wing looking a bit sick there. And yeah, Conrad going right up the inside here at 7.
Let him go.
Made it pretty simple there. You can tell the front wing damage is not helping Captain, but now Zombies straight onto the back of DT, and I think DT is going to let it go here. Now coming through 5 and 6. Fortunately, he comes a little bit too much curb, and again he's lost part of his front wing, and the DT didn't have a greatest of runs, and he's actually made his front wing even worse. So these guys are back in again within the space of a lap. So now DT finally gets his front wing changed and going onto the soft tyres. So he'll be definitely doing another stop later on, but here's Zombie in as well. I think one of the Salbers, I think the Sly, came in for his front wing change as well, but Zombie getting his second front wing change in the space of a lap. And putting on super soft tyres, but yeah, there's a bit of a yellow flag up there at turn 3, but now the goal here is basically just trying to chase after Kaiwas, because he's shown pretty good pace, I must admit, early on, but yeah, back we go with the replay of Owens. So there was a lot of front wing damage there. I wouldn't be surprised if that's from Captain Farah. And now he's going to hopefully size up the run here through this fast left-hander. And, well, he thought about it, did Owens, but I don't think that's your normal passing spot through up in the 15. But I don't think Captain Farah will hold him up too much longer. I think he knows that he's quick as well, so Owens trying to go right around the outside here, but takes the inside line and just gets out of it and just lets Owens go through, which is fair play to him. You don't want to get tangled up, but that looked like a bit more front wing coming off the other Toro Rossos of Kaiwas. So both Toro Rossos are having dramas already in this race. And again, now we're coming to the end of lap 4, and I think a few more guys coming in. And I've got a great run here. Now we've got DRS and a bit of rich mix as well. We're going to size him up here in turn 1. Nearly do what Sebastian Vettel did on near the end of the race in real life, but just went a little bit too deep there and got to get a little bit sideways, and Kaiwas takes that spot back, and we can just tell now Zombie's showing what his true pace is. So again, more the softer rubber there. as well. So now Captain Farrow has come in for his front wing change. So I've lost count how many people have had to change their front wings. I don't think there'll be many front wings left after this race. So away he goes onto the soft tyres. So probably going to be a long stint to get them to the end. But again, now right behind Kaiwas and just pushing, literally a bit of an oversteer moment coming out of that castle's part of the castle section.
Oh, come on.
That's again, Captain Farrow.
Really?
He just went too deep, and unfortunately he had more front wing damage. And again, he's come back in for another set of tyres, this time going onto the mediums.
2 weeks in a row we've had,
So he could be able to get that to the end of the race. That bit I was talking about earlier between Kaiwas and I was about 11-12, but yeah, that's a pretty easy spot there for me as we go past the pit lane. So that's put us back up into the points. Not sure whether anybody else came in. I would be surprised. It's a bit hard to tell with this previous screen, but it was a yellow flag. This is why. And yeah, that probably doesn't give you the true indication of how RAK feels at the moment, because that's a very weird place to have a spin, I must say. I think he copped a little bit too much curb at turn 7. But that's a rarity. Never seen a car spin there in my entire life. But just to make matters worse, gets on the power a little bit too early. And that reaction says it all, really. So probably just pushing on a little bit too hard. But now when we go to lap 6, now we're all over the rear of Kaiwas there. And going to have a real hard dive bomb up at the inside of the turn 7. Again, this is not a passing spot, but somehow I made it work. And that was that Matt. He's already done his one and only pit stop, I believe. But fortunately, I think he got tangled up with Kaiwas there, and has probably got a little bit of front wing damage. So it was a really good qualifying for Matt. It's probably not going to end well. But RAK's now come in for his front wing change as well. That'll be after the damage he did at up near turn 11-12. But yeah, now we go. Easy couple of spots there. I think Conrad possibly was the other one in. I'm not too sure. Puts us back up into P7 now. You can tell the leaders are just way ahead there. I like up at near the turn 12. That's part of the area anyway. But coming through here to turn, it was the yellow flag again at the turn 15. But I'm just pretty much here on my own here in P7. Trying to chase down, I think SpagBol's probably the next one, but I think this was the explanation of the yellow flag, where Matt went very wide and possibly made his front wing even more worse after what happened. That's on board with Zombie Hunter, so now Zombie's got the move done on Matt, and I think he's going to line up these two. Sly's next. Wouldn't be surprised who the next car is if he gets him as well. So Zombie really not mucking around here, getting DRS as well. Plenty of slipstream there. Sly, I think, is looking to make the move on, I think that's Kaiwas. Yes, it is. So, yeah, makes it a stick on Kaiwas, but that gives Kaiwas a shocking run, and Zombie makes it the move pretty simple here. And now he's going to have an eye on the Sly here. Wouldn't be surprised if he looks up here into turn 3. He's got plenty of pace. Look at the super soft tyres. Thinks about up the inside. Sly gives him room and makes it stick. So it's pretty much 3 overtakes in the space of 3 corners. That might explain what happened with the yellow flag. But DT got a little caught up with Conrad, and fortunately R8 got a illegal overtake, which seems a little bit harsh in my opinion. But he had to let DT through, and unfortunately he let Frizy through as well. But you'll be able to see through these next left-right-hander. DT really struggling through that section there, and it won't be too long before R8 gets back up to speed. He's got, look at this, he's got plenty of speed, slipstream, rich mix, DRS. Should make it pretty simple there, and apologies for the audio side of things for R8, but this is just how the video footage was, and gets a little bit sideways, probably a little blocked, and I think he's just allowed Frizy back through, so that's fairly simple there. But here's Owens coming back through. It's just not been a great day for Owens. That happened in front of me. He was back in P5, so I'm in P7. See tyre wear probably starting to get up a little bit. Wasn't too bad. Now WF on Ricardo, I think was the latest one. It's a pit, so that's put us back up in P6. Still chasing after SpagBol. He's probably the next in line here, and there's more yellow flags at turn 3, I believe. But just trying my best to gain on SpagBol, and also trying to just manage these tyres all the way home. But I think we're about to see what happens. That yellow flag, and it's these two again, R8 and Frizy. So Frizy's got, R8's got a great run here on Frizy. Goes for a little late dive bomb up the inside, and I think that's maybe just put Frizy off a little bit, and yeah, that was probably a little bit awkward for Frizy. Probably could have done it too wide, but it's probably a little bit difficult. So he's doing plenty of reversing. I think he's nearly doing like the Austin Powers thing. We basically reversed that many times, so just trying to get out of everybody's way, come back on cleanly, and he's back into 14th. So yeah, back to us now. I literally have no idea why SpagBol is weaving all over the front straight here. It seems a little bit idiotic in my opinion. Really thought I improved his driving skills. I probably would be a little bit wrong, but that's now back up into P5 now. Next up, I think, is DJRT P17. And now you're probably wondering why I don't have any footage from the DJRT P17. Unfortunately, he couldn't quite get his footage out in time, and he's still having a few issues with his footage as well. But was a little bit of issues up the front of the road, and I think this is Owens letting Penske go by here. This is the thing Owens still at the front wing, and that's Captain Farah that's off the road, so into the wall, I should say, turn 3, so that might explain it. And to make matters worse, Owens just makes his front wing even worse at the castle section. Trust me, it can be done. Just look what happened with Zombie in SRL when I was right behind him. But yeah, you can see here just gaining a lot on Owens. I was getting the slipstream a lot, and he just pulls straight into the pit lane, not mucking around here. So it's now us back up to P4, and yeah, here's Owens back into the lane. I think you should be possibly taking the soft tyres to the end of this race, and I think that's what the Ferrari gang are doing, along with another front wing. That's his second front wing change. I wouldn't be surprised we're into the double figures for front wing changes, so had plenty of them. But coming through a turn, this is like turn 12, running very wide. I'm surprised maybe I didn't get any warnings out of that. I don't know, that just might be me, but there you can see now that Zombie's starting to catch it up on us. Now he's on the super soft tyres, so he can get a little bit sideways out of turn 3, but and this is just Captain Farah just pulling aside. He's a lap down, so makes it pretty simple for both myself and that Zombie right behind, like I said. So I don't think it'll be too long before Zombie is going to get past me. I know I've got to take these tyres to nearly like half distance. We are half distance, so, and to make matters worse, I think he's just crashed out at that left-right hand. I'll look at some footage later, but look at the straight line speed Zombie's got, and plenty of it. Those super soft tyres really help. So he's done already, I think, 2 or 3, possibly 2 pit stops. So I think he'd be doing another pit stop just to get another set of tyres home. So I tried holding on to the back of him for most of the lap. Well, when I say most of the lap, up to turn 3 out. Straight line speed in return, but in the end, unfortunately, I just yielded there and just made it easy for Zombie. But this is what happened with Captain Farah. So fortunately, just tags the wall there. Nearly like what DT did, and yeah. Yeah, that Simpsons gaff pretty much sums it up, I think, for Captain Farah. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for that, but now here's Owens coming back through the field again. He's been doing this a lot lately, I must admit. He's not been having the greatest of races, the reigning champ. But he's going to pretty much make this easy on a SpagBol. Not mucking around, and up into P10 he goes. So back in the points. Good points for Ferrari. And now back up will we go with us. And that's Zombie we're chasing now. Now Zombie does pit. That puts us back up in the P4. But there is a little bit of an issue with Zombie. And we'll be able to see why. As he comes into the pit lane, just went in too hot. And that really helps my cause because he's got a 5-second stop-go penalty, which I don't think he'll serve it anyway. So basically, if you don't serve it, you basically get another 5 seconds added onto it. Look at R8, plenty of straight line speed on Conrad. And I think Conrad actually pulled into the lane there. Yeah, up into P7 for R8. Now back we go with us on lap 16 we go. Actually get my first warning there for going over the curb a little bit too much there, so probably seem a little bit harsh. You can tell the rear's starting to feel it there, but now Zombie again trying to make his way through, so he's put on, I think, another set of super soft tyres. Yes, he has, so that was an interesting move with R8, and I think it was like 13. What couldn't be done with the Sly and what happened, and now R8 has went in way too quick coming into the pit lane, and
no, God, please, no.
But that would pretty much sum up his frustration, I would think. But unfortunately, when that happened, he couldn't change it to the yes option, and I don't think the team really picked up on it.
No!
Yeah, that. I still can't get over that gaff, but yeah, to make matters worse, just crosses the pit lane exit, so no, it's just not been R8's day. I really feel bad for him. He's shown good pace, trust me. I think he's just recently turned his assist off as well, so hopefully he gets back up soon. That was DT retiring from this race, so he's not had the greatest of races. Now Frizy comes in on lap 16. He's way down the order. Putting on the super soft tyres. Could possibly get these home to the end. I think he probably should do anyway. He'll be a lap down anyway. But there's DT up the escape road. And here's ROK coming back in. That was an interesting way to come into the pit lane. Literally just bounced his way back into the pit lane. But now he's going to put on the... not sure what he's going to do. He's definitely going to change the front wing. That's definitely one thing that'll be changed. It's medium tyres is the choice. And whether he's got another fresh set or not of tyres, I'm not sure. But Conrad was the other one up in front there. He's put on the soft tyres. Gets a little bit sideways out of that corner. There's R8. Probably a little bit too much power if I were you, mate. But that was a big moment for me coming through the castle section. That easily could have binned me in the wall then, but thankfully managed to survive all of that. Now, there was some weird yellow flag up here at turn 1, and you'll be able to see on the bottom of the screen about nearly soon. As now ROK's just left the session. And I think you'll understand why. So, just touches the wall coming into turn 1 and just spins it up too much. Got on the power too much, and I think he's just pretty much, well, nearly rage quitted there, I think. So he's just had enough of all this. So for me, that was a big lock-up coming into turn 3. That was a real mistake for me, leading back to my Aussie Sim racing days. But now we're just the following. There's a yellow flag up in the castle section, and I believe it may be Penske we'll be able to see shortly, but R8's ghost car is still going around, so we should make light work of this anyway. So yeah, I mean, and to make matters worse, I've now lost DRS, so that's just really what I wanted anyway. But whether I really need it or not later on, we'll wait and see. But you see how much time I've just gained on Penske here, so I believe it is him that went into the castle section. Once he releases his footage, hopefully, we'll be able to find out what the cause was, but probably just outbraked himself here. But look at that, just making it so easy. Unfortunately, I didn't get DRS because I wanted in the 1 second bracket, but This is gutting for Penske because he was in a good position of P3, and that's just put us onto the podium, I should say. So, and I caught my second warning, which I was a little bit worried about at that stage. But the rears are starting to feel the tyre wear a little bit, and I think this is probably the best we could do here. But WF1 Ricardo, he's having a ripping race and had to come back in for a front wing change. So he was doing a ripper job, no doubt about it. Probably his best race of the season so far. But now cut to lap 23. Zombie's now finally caught up to me again, and I'm just trying to hold on the best of my tyres can do anyway. But the leaders are just well and truly ahead. I'm nearly like 40 odd seconds ahead to the next car, 30 to 40 seconds quicker than behind Exodona and Laggy. So you see, just trying to break the slipstream as much as I can, and I commit to this line anyway compared to what happened with the Red Bull boys in real life F1. But somehow manages to do it right around the outside. Does a Zombie, but I'm not done with this yet. I'm going to have a little think about it up the inside. We make contact, and just I back out of it. I didn't want to get the spot illegally, so I backed out of it. But yeah, continuing on down into turn 3 we go. Again, think about it, but I just in the end decided to let him go. It was only a couple of laps left. Probably the only concern was, well, I mean, he does have the 5-second stop-go penalty, but only concern I had was whether if I copped another penalty later on, whether it would affect me. But here's Frizy coming through the fast left right-hander, and who's that? That looks like WF1 Ricardo. So he's had a shocking run out of that corner, and yeah, Frizy's made simple work of him there, and up into 11th spot for Frizy. So pretty good comeback. I do really feel for Ricardo, who's done a ripper job. Majority of the race stayed out of the carnage, and yeah, that's just the way the ball rolls, unfortunately. Now Owen's here all over the back of the Sly. I think he's starting to feel the tyre wear, and I think he's let him go actually. So that's back up into P5 for Owens. And now Zombie Hunter, this is happening while he was in front of me. That was a little bit of a moment then for him, but yeah, coming on to the final lap of the race. There's more yellow flags at turn 3, but that don't really matter. I was just hoping to keep the gap, maintain the gap with Zombie. Somehow the tyres have lasted this long. I don't know how they did, but I'm pretty surprised anyway. Get a little bit sideways out of turn 3. That probably didn't help me, but here we go, on board ThatLaggyPerson. He had a comfortable, I think, about 1 second gap between him and Exodona, who's another guy who's done a ripper job throughout this race. But Laggy's going to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And pretty dominant win for him in the end. Exodona gave it his all, but just didn't quite have enough in the end. But yeah, you can probably tell the tyres were starting to feel it a lot more now. But coming around the final left-right-hander, I know Zombie did have the 5-second time penalty, which will be I'll try again. Another +5 will be added onto that, so it'll be 10 seconds all around. So it'll effectively mean the podium for me. That was a pretty great result after that comeback. Anyway, you can see there the podium pretty much updated itself from what the race results look like. Again, there's probably another little glitch where some people looked a little bit different on their screens. So yeah, Ferrari power is still dominant, even though that myself and Owens were the other 2 winners so far. Laggy's continuing the theme with the Ferrari power, but I don't think it'll be too long, but that's probably 3 different winners now for this season. So there's the results on your screen there. Laggy, Exodona, and myself up in on the podium. Zombie, great effort in P4 after like having 3 or many pit stops. I've lost count. The teammate there at P5 is the like proper results. Again, thank you to Harry Ryan for these. These are just amazing. These Owens in 5th, Sly 6th, Matt and Penske, SpagBol and Kaiwas. But there's the championship standings. Do extend the gap a little bit, but not much. still got a comfortable lead. Laggy's probably the big mover upwards and Mitchie the big mover downwards. But constructors-wise, Ferrari now have a 39-point gap, so we've extended it a little bit more over Renault. Haas, again, are the big movers up, and Williams are the only team yet to score. So, yeah, that was a very interesting race. So that's going to do it. So if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. Comment down below on what you thought about that race. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more AOR, Oceania, and plenty other league racing on F1 2017. Plus plenty more video gaming content as well. Be sure to hit that bell button as well so you don't miss any of my new videos that arrive on the channel. And also, my social media links will be down in the description. You can come give me a follow on anywhere. But for the moment, guys and girls, until the next time in Bahrain, it is goodbye. And I'll see you all next time.